Join me in this video as I crack the code on small cap stocks before they take off much further. Over a month ago on June 23rd, I published this video and predicted that small cap stocks were likely to start moving higher soon. Well, since that time, that's exactly what has started to happen. But let's take a look at how small cap stocks have performed in the past and discuss if you should consider including them as a shorter term profit generator in your portfolio. The real question is, do small cap stocks provide better returns than the S&P 500 over the long term, or do they present short-term trading opportunities to boost portfolio performance? To better understand this, let's take a look at the history of the S&P 500 large cap stocks and the Russell 2000 small cap index, and then we'll look at the sell-offs and rallies in both of these indices to see how they've compared. Look, the first thing you'll notice is the higher risk small cap stocks shown here in orange, or the Russell 2000, have performed about the same over all this time as the lower risk large cap S&P 500 stocks shown in blue over the long term. Look at this. They pretty much kind of neck and neck track each other, trading places here every now and then over this entire period since 1987. So why is this? And shouldn't higher risk small cap companies like the ones in the Russell 2000 outperform the lower risk large cap companies in the S&P 500? Well, two things. Neither of these graphs includes dividends, so that will have some effect on it, but I don't think that effect will be big enough to change this outcome very much. If you stop and think about it, small cap stocks are currently limited to a maximum of $2 billion in market capitalization, or market cap. This causes the more successful companies to really get kicked out of the small cap category and therefore out of the Russell 2000 index. Where do they go when that happens? Well, they leave the small cap index and become part of the mid cap category, which currently starts at $2 billion and goes to $10 billion. The second thing you'll notice is small cap stocks are much more volatile than the large cap stocks in the S&P 500. So why would anyone invest in small cap stocks? My opinion, you should not invest in small cap stocks over the long term. Small cap stocks represent a shorter term trading opportunity with a time horizon of, let's say, 1 to maybe a maximum of 4 or 5 years in most cases, right after the market has bottomed out. And to show you that, let's take a look at this table where we can see what small caps have done after bottoms in the market. And I've listed the date of the market bottoms here and where the S&P was and where the small caps were. And what we really care about here are these returns over here all the way on the right. So in this table, you can see where small cap stocks have outperformed. I've highlighted the ones that are outperforming in green. You can see where they've outperformed 11 out of 12 times here. I'm not including this last one, and we'll talk about that. But 11 out of 12 times, small cap stocks have handily outperformed the S&P 500 coming off of a bottom. And by the way, this last one, we're currently coming off the latest bottom in the markets where the rally in small cap stocks is just getting started, as I showed you in some of those previous charts. And small cap stocks are currently underperforming large cap stocks. So where does this all leave us? Well, small cap stocks should continue to benefit greatly once the Fed starts lowering rates, most likely in a couple of months when they meet in September, and we'll talk about this Fed rate monitoring tool later in this video. As I've said in my previous videos on this subject, if you want to try and make some shorter term profits on small cap stocks in the next 1 year or more, dollar cost average into the ETF IWM and or ARK Invest's ARKK to take advantage of lower interest rates when they start to come down, hopefully in the next few months. But in the case of ARKK, this is not a pure small cap play. This is an innovative ETF investing in innovative companies, many of which are small companies. Some are very large companies. So ARK Invest may outlast the small caps in terms of continuing great returns. The hard part's going to be to determine when to start selling small caps and shifting your profits and small cap positions into larger cap companies. If you found this video helpful, it really helps my channel if you like, subscribe, and share this video with your friends. This helps me continue to create future videos with insights into the stock market dynamics and profit-generating ideas. As you can see from the price movements and the metrics in the buying and selling pressure charts for equities, the equity markets are trying to recover and move higher after the recent pullback, with the Russell 2000 small caps leading the way. Now, they're not quite above these two yet, but boy, the slope is pretty steep. And treasuries have been trying to recover from their recent pullback. This is why I caution you to be an investor rather than a trader who tries to time the markets. Investments and investing aren't that complicated if you know how to allocate your portfolio without destroying your returns and getting little to no protection from downside risks. As an investor, you need to take the long view and allocate according to your risk tolerance, rather than fretting about what's currently happening in the world or what everybody else is doing that you read about in the media with their portfolios. If you want to be a better investor, I discuss how to allocate your portfolios in 2 key videos linked in the pinned comments below, titled The Ideal Portfolio Using Just 2 ETFs or Mutual Funds, and The Ideal Portfolio Using Individual Equities. Again, link in the pinned comments. Until next week, I'm Calvin Rose, and thank you for watching Invest Smarter. That's all for now.
Stay up all night, gotta work now. Make up my mind and it turns around. Say that I'm fine till I burn out. Thinking this money sounded so nice. Ambush here in the strobe lights. Pay anything for the high price. This life feels like the sunny water.